Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So, Alliance War Season 28 has started, the first war of the season has finished, and well, here we are. Now, we did have quite a long off-season, I think about 2 months, so I think it's fair to say that pretty much everybody involved is about as rusty as the game itself, because the game controls and everything else has certainly also seen better days. To top it all off, ASR's first opponent of the season is the Matrix, and they are very capable alliance. In fact, we were getting our ass handed to us in the first half of the war. We started off very rough. I think we died about 6 times at the time. They died twice, and the score wasn't that far apart from exploration. Maybe we died 5 twice, but either way, we definitely had a very rough start. I am taking path 4 in section 1 and path 9 in section 2. And, well, my own tiredness and rustiness is definitely going to show in this first war. Especially the first fights themselves. So I'm going to be putting on some boosts here. I'm not going to be overdoing it because, you know, the season is probably going to be long. Unlike the last one. And, boosts always need to be managed quite carefully. Right, so the first fight here is Void against steady build of Fury running on fumes, passive heal block, and whatever else the new node added there. This fight has gotten trickier and harder, as I would have noticed, and Void is actually very good placement here, because we're going to see my health absolutely disappear. Now, obviously, this mistake was a direct result of me being, well, not in the best shape. I try to do parry, medium, and heavy, and obviously if opponents do have full limber active, then you can't do that in war. So this one was 100% on me, nobody else, but obviously it's Nick Fury, so as soon as his life model decoy is destroyed, he finishes out the fight pretty much immediately. Also worth noting that I was doing these fights in the first evening, which I probably shouldn't have done, because I was completely in a place of my own. Now we're going to have heal block, long distance relationship, insult to injury, Black Widow clairvoyant. That insult to injury actually makes this fight significantly harder as well. You can definitely tell that Alliance warm-up has gotten slightly harder, but at the same time the offensive and defensive tactics aren't working as well, so there is that. But either way, it's Human Torch up against a Mystic champion, so not going to be too bad. Not going to be too bad at all. I just need to get a few more smolders, which you can see that because of all of those debuffs, I'm not necessarily always getting. We can see that I only have 1 smolder active here, but still, even with 1 smolder, the Black Widow is, well, going down quickly enough. But this fight definitely isn't nowhere near as smooth as it could have or should have been. But here we go. Down she goes, and though that is it for the section 1. I'm not going to be taking that Ebony Maw mini boss. Now we're going to be going up to section 2. Now I'm going to be going up against a long shot on encroaching stun, stupefy, power reserve mini boss. And this fight's always a bit dodgy. This fight's one of the scarier fights of the map because of the encroaching stun. It's always a pesky node that you might be doing everything exactly the same 10 times, and then 1 out of those 10 times just randomly AI doesn't want to throw a special attack, or throws a special attack at the wrong time and prevents you from throwing a special attack, and something goes wrong, and then you just get wrecked. So unfortunately, yeah, that is just one of those kind of like white scary nodes. But here we're going to be activating Human Torch pre-fight for maximum damage. We boosted up plenty. And we're going to be basically just trying to nuke this guy down as best we can. And we eat a heavy attack in a very great fashion. Again, definitely not the greatest start, but we're taking pretty much everything on the block as we can, because the more smolders, the more damage. So that's always the plan. Now here I will make a tactical mistake. I overestimated the length of Human Torch special attack, but thanks to power reserve, I had enough power for another special attack, and by the time the animation ended, the fight was over. So it doesn't look too great for me so far. I did several mistakes already so far. Luckily, I didn't have to pay too much for any of them. Now here I had used the Team Health Potion, one of the ones that we got in compensation, to also heal up my, well, Human Torch and Nick Fury. And that's actually kind of handy in this situation, because obviously my life model decoy had gotten destroyed. But I can still use that extra health whilst it is degenerating slowly to absorb some more block damage and hopefully try and finish out the fight as quickly as I can. And I actually nearly did it here. You can see that I was a bit late and I actually, again, got parried. But luckily Nick Fury is stun immune. But yeah, anyways. Another less than stellar fight. But we are stumbling through all of these relatively fine. Not too bad. Now I'm going to have to deal with this Darkhawk. And obviously Darkhawk is a robot. Magneto likes robots. And it's not going to be too bad. The most critical point is obviously going to be just waiting out, not stunning him initially until that node goes away. And Magneto will make sure that node does not reactivate after that red stun timer expires. And then we're going to be good. Then I'm going to be able to throw some heavy attacks and we're chilling. And build up some prowesses, eventually end up at level 3. Here we can see that the node gets disabled right now, right at this very instant. And I'm just going to carry on throwing some heavies. And once I get level 3, that's going to be all she wrote, basically. Obviously, Magneto cannot miss. Heavy attacks cannot be auto-blocked, so he's pretty much perfect counter for Darkhawk on this node. Very easy, very straightforward. We have 37 prowesses, refresh all of them, and at level 3 is going to be way overkill. It's way too much. You can see that it definitely was way too much damage. Anyways, that is it for this fight, and now we can move on to the final fight, which is going to be MCOC. The final fight is going to be that polka dot mini-boss, and the ideal plan was, if I have Nick Fury alive, just to use Nick Fury. But since Nick Fury already is on life model decoy, it would be riskier, so I'm just going to go in with Magneto. Now, I will not be gaining any power. I have some spare 3-minute boosts now, thanks to Kabam, that I kind of need to use relatively equally. And since I did use Indestructible 3 boost previously, I will just use the Power Start 1, because why not, I suppose. Anything to help cut this node a bit short. And drop that level 1. Now, I will not be gaining any power basically after this. As soon as those bleeds expire, that is it. Because this is polka dot. But still, it's some extra damage. And other than that, this is one mistake. This was the only kind of big mistake that I made in this fight. This fight I'm actually quite happy with, because it's going to be slow. It's going to be grindy. It's just going to be playing safe. Landing basic hits with Magneto at MCOC. Obviously, Magneto cannot be auto-blocked by metal champions. Works perfect. And yeah, that is about all she wrote here. I just need to make sure I'm not stunning MCOC himself and baiting out heavy attacks or punching level 1s. And that's it. And as I said, this fight really, really does take a bit. It's not the quickest fight by any means. We can see that Magneto doesn't really have the biggest damage on his base combos. Maybe heavy attack damage is alright, but definitely not his regular combo damage. So you can see that 1 minute, 20 seconds have passed, and he's about just over halfway done. And I believe I'm only over halfway done because of that level 1 that I threw. Otherwise, I would be taking even longer. And yeah, so here we go. Keep on going. Any day now. Any day. You fat potato head. Just keep on punching. So exactly 33% health left. 32%. And we are nearly 2 minutes in. But the plan, as always, relatively simple. Just drop 5-hit combos and 4-hit combos if he's past the bar of power. Dash back. Make sure that, don't get touched up by his heavies or level 1s. And other than that, it is very basic, very straightforward fight. But the sheer fact that it is taking a while is a bit annoying and a bit risky as well, because obviously at any point you can make a mistake, and even though it's unlikely that I would get immediately KO'd, but you can go sideways quick. And yeah, here we go. Mojok goes down, and that was the final fight for me in this Alliance war. And overall, as I said, we had really, really rough start. By the time I went to bed, I think we were 0 for 3 deaths, and when I woke up, we were 2 for 5 or 2 for 6 deaths, something like that. But we did pull ourselves together by the end of it, and we just did our best. And as the exploration kept climbing, the Matrix Alliance, they seem to struggle with Wolverine X on one particular node. In fact, every single battle group died at least once to that Wolverine X placement. So that actually kind of largely, I think, was the difference. Because I think one battle group was 3 deaths on that node, and other 2 battle groups was 1 or 2 deaths each. So that was like minimum of 5. Yeah. So I think that Wolverine X placement kind of single-handedly handed us at least 5 kills, which basically secured us this war. So kind of lucked out there. And yeah, that is the first war. I will see how the videos do, how the season itself goes. I will try my best to keep these uploads for every single war of the season, if there is something interesting to be seen. If I don't take any reasonable fights or something else happens, obviously, I'll keep you guys posted. But all that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed today's war video. And if you did, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the good buttons. And I'm going to catch you guys soon. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about